What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Don Illuminati, back with another video. So there's something I'm starting to realize that's going on out here, man, and I'm really not that appreciative of what I've been seeing lately, man. I'm starting to realize that every single thing has been orchestrated. Every single thing by design has been orchestrated against, let's just say, the Most High's people, man. And as a man of the community of Israel, right, I can see where we get affected so much, man. They put so much in our way, man. They really do. That, you know, all of the Most High children, it's like they put so much in our way so we don't have the opportunity to succeed and accomplish our task, our goals. Every time you realize that you didn't accomplish something or you was being jammed up, if you realize it was always a person, it was always a person that literally stood in the way. These people, they want to be in the way. It's like they're sent on assignment. These are like agents from the devil, agents of the devil, agents that are devils sent by Satan. And I'm telling you, man, if you really peep close, especially if you're a brother, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, man, it's like even your own kind, they hate on you after they watch you go through a life of pain and misery and suffering. And then you start doing anything better for yourself. You start getting doors of opportunity starts to open for you, right? And then all of a sudden, literally like your best friend will literally turn against you. Once that was there before you is not against you. And it's almost like it seems like this is only happening to our community of people, man. It kind of orchestrates the life that you're gonna live, my nigga. That you're gonna live. Like, think about everything that we're playing up against in the world. Everything that we're already up against, right? And then when it's time for times of need and we have to fall back on our family, community, friends, well, how dare you be successful and need to do that? Because you ain't gonna have nobody. If you do, these are only fake ones putting on a persona just to get that much closer to you so they can destroy you. So they can destroy you. You know, they wanna be close to you so they can, let's put it this way, dilutedly, I don't even know if that's a word or not, but you know, they're using the word to dilute, right? They want to dilute your chances of you getting the opportunities that are presented before you, okay? So for them to destroy your world, they got to be around you to destroy the opportunities that you get. And the main thing that they like to do is cause distractions. Distractions. The first thing they want to do is get you off your course, get you off your energy. And another thing is, I was talking about this to Shorty, right? And I was telling her, I was like, I feel like a lot of people, they hate when the children of the Most High speak, right? They hate when we talk because they know that we come in with them scriptures. And what happens is, when we come with the scriptures, whether it's a word you heard or you never heard before, the fact that you heard it, you are now accountable to those words. And they hate that, because now they got to stand before God in judgment, and they can't say that they did not receive that message. This is why they want to stop us from talking. They want to stop us from talking because they don't want other people to receive that message either. You see what I'm saying? Because that they know that we're going to end up getting them on the winning side. And then they will no longer be able to play and display those antics against us that gives them complete full advantage in the society that we live in today. And that's what it's all about. If the more they can slow us down, slowing down our procreational rights and everything as men of the children of the Most High. Think about it. Even my sons is having a problem with seeing the future because they're already at the point where they're like, man, I don't even know if I don't want no kids. I'm like, dog, that's not the kind of talk I was expecting to hear from my own children. But what else are they supposed to say? What else am I supposed to say to them? God's giving you a gift of many options of women to choose from. That's not going to put you in certain predicaments and situations, and you're not constantly trying to run them down, getting them away from Satan 24/7, because our footsteps constantly lead straight to the grave. This is what we've been dealing with, and I'm not saying all women are like that. What I'm saying is, in the same orchestrations that I'm speaking of, they have orchestrated these things to now pass down to our children, to where our children don't even have these opportunities. They're trying to stop us, bro. And if you ask me, the shit's working, bro. It works like a charm. Why? Because it's always agent sent, my nigga, to destroy whatever it is that you're working on, right? Mind you, think about the reason why they want to destroy marriages so much. We know that America is against family, and we can see that through a proven point of the circumstances that's arising today with the quote-unquote immigrant and the deportation and ICE and all that other stuff. You know, the main thing that we're actually seeing is them breaking up families. You know, what they really could do, right? Because it's not like they're trying to go in there and they're not like trying to take the whole family. I've been seeing them going to houses. They've been trying to take just the wife, but mainly they're trying to take the men. Listen, peep game, y'all. They know that the men are at work, the women are home, right? And it's not very often that ICE are showing up at the homes where they know they live at. It's not very often, right? But they know where the men work. So they go out to the jobs and they seek for the men, right? And they choose to deport the man and to take him away from his family. Now that does two things here. It causes disturbance and friction and static with the family, the children growing up without a father in the home. And as a man, it strips him from his rights of his manhood, his fatherhood, his husbandhood. It strips him from his rights, right? So they did that to the Mexicans, and they're now coming for the Haitians, blah, 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 right? But we already seen them do that to our people in our community. And they did that through TV and television. They did that through TV, television, movies, music, commercials, and they still doing it. Now they got AI doing it. Constantly trying to cause us to be a discrepancy and putting a discrepancy upon our reputation as people, right? Which keeps distortion in our community. It keeps our women not looking at us as a sign of a man to respect. Or it keeps the women looking at men, specifically like myself, as just nothing but a sex symbol. And I'm gonna tell you why that's not a good thing. You know that's not a good thing, bro. As a man, especially as a man, right? And I would say women are more sexual creatures than we are, right? Because you can turn anything around with a woman when it comes to sex. Y'all gonna be in a full-blown argument, how to pull your meat out, be like, you know what, I'm done talking. I just want to get some right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to wear you out. If you talk that talk to her, I'm ready to put this thing all up in you because you've been talking crazy, right? You'll notice how that argument will start to dilute all on its own. It will. Why? Because sex is now in control of the situation. And anytime you're trying to control the situation when it comes to the woman, I swear, I'm not saying everyone worked that way, but I'm saying is you are now introducing pleasure to the whole situation, right? And it kind of changes the tone. It changes the vibration in her because she was made to please in that way. You feel me? So I don't even know how I got off course with saying that, but what I was saying is how they try to affect most of us and they try to strip us from that, or they organize certain circumstances or people, agents, to get in the way, right? And they constantly target the men of God, the ones that want to do the will of the Most High. They constantly target those particular men to interfere So more than likely, if you're a man of God, you know how hard it is to have a woman in this society and to say that that's your wife and to not have a whole bunch of demons trying to run her down, especially if she looking like something. You heard? Because I ain't never dealing with nothing that don't look like nothing. I'm going to deal with something that I'm completely attracted to. And usually I feel like my taste is pretty damn good, if you ask me. You feel me? But at the same time, I've always noticed that you can even be with your homeboys and you might see something decent. You know your homeboys is piece of shit. You know it. You know they ain't of God really, and this, that, and the third, right? And they may not have the courage to walk up to this woman, right? And speak to her, right? At all. And you know it. You watch it and everything. Now you see the woman and you like, yo, I feel like I got a bond with her. I got some kind of chemistry. I'm going to go make a move. And this chemistry so strong that you don't mind to do so in front of the fellas, right? All of a sudden, all the fellas get active. Now they showing off. They trying to talk to the girl. Bro, that's exactly what I'm saying, my nigga. Agents always in the way. And then you sit back at the end of the day and you start like thinking like, yeah, you know what? You start realizing all of the things that you could have had that you didn't, because like I said in the beginning of the video, there always seems to be some interference, but it's always demonic activity. Somebody done got in the way, right? And I'm talking, this is very important what I'm speaking of, because this also controls the familyhood. Men don't have, or let's put it this way, men of God, men of Yah, right? Specifically children of Israel, don't have the options that they deserve. They don't have enough options of the kind of women that they could choose from, because the only women that are left to be placed in their category a lot of times are the ones that come from dysfunctional families, yada, 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 and yada, yada. Why? Because people were told that if you deal with a godly man, a black man, a godly man, a black man, whatever, anything in that Israelite category of Yah's children, right? It's like they have a secret meeting and they all come together at once underground or something, and they discuss their plans of how they're going to do these things. That's what it almost seemed like. It's either that or somebody's up there with a big ass keyboard and they're just typing everything in as we go, literally shutting you down every step of the way, getting in the way. And I'm like, dog, this is not like you didn't reach a lot of goals in life. And I'm talking about everything on a full scale. I'm talking about everything, right? It's not always because you didn't do something right. It's probably because you had the wrong people around you while all this was going on. It's the wrong people, man. So, and I'm telling you, even if you don't got them around you, guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna come around immediately. Same day, nigga. It never fails, bro. Y'all know what it was like when y'all gave up smoking or drinking or whatever it was that your twist was, right? Same day. Same day. The day can't even go on a few more hours yet before somebody calling you on the phone talking about, hey, yo, I got a blunt. Yo, you trying to blow something with me? Like, nigga, you ain't called me all year to talk about blowing something with you, right? All of a sudden, you want me to blow something with you. Then you proceed to tell them, well, I don't smoke no more, or I quit, or I'm cutting back, or whatever the situation is, right? They'll be like, oh, well, damn, that's crazy, because I just hit you first. I just got the whole ounce. I was going to give you a quarter. No, you wasn't. But guarantee you, at this moment now, they'll give you a quarter. They know they wanted to smoke that. They know they wanted to keep all that to themselves. But now they don't. Why? What spirit is that now you want to be so generous, right? To get me off my course. They want to be so generous. Listen to the words, yo. Generous. What New Breed be talking about? Love bombing and all that? Yeah. Watch out for that generosity, man. Because that generosity sometimes is fake love, bro. It's fake love just so they can stay near you, like I said, to continue to destroy any opportunity they can get their hands on. And they do it in the most smooth and subtle way. You don't even know it. They playing behind your back and everything. They talking to other peoples. They trying to make you look bad. I'm telling you, dog. And this shit goes down every single day. Every day, man. It happens every day. And that's why when I woke up this morning and I looked around me and I saw so much, my mind, it did it. It ran me back like a tape recorder. I was able to see so much on playback of where I was affected only due to the people that was around me. It's a lot. We're not going to say 100% of the time it's people that's around you. You have faults as well, right? And then shit happens. There's a percentage of those things. But I want to say it's at least 70 to 75% the people that you put yourself around or the ones you let her come around you. And this is not only that, it's sad because sometimes you got to introduce yourself to new people to get those opportunities. Like if you're going in for a job interview, those are still people you got to deal with. And guess what? It'll be that very same person used by the enemy to stop your progress. And this is why you can't tell people none of your business. I don't care how much you think they can help you. And you think giving them a little bit more information, right? Like some kind of don't give people sob stories because you think that they're about to help you. They could literally be wanting to help you. And I've seen this several times and it happened to me. So I am a witness and a testimony to my experience, right? There could be people that fully, really want to help you and dedicated and everything until you start telling them your problems. And the reason why you actually need this opportunity, once you let them know that it's an opportunity for you, you could forget it. You could forget it. All of a sudden, where'd that spirit come from? It just jumped in there. Sent on assignment. So like I said, this is the messed up thing about it, because once upon a time that same person was getting ready to give you the opportunity until you spoke, and then the enemy showed up out of nowhere, ready to finish the job. You gotta keep quiet. You can't let people know your moves. But this is why they want to be close to you, because they want to be able to see your every move. They trying to clock you, dog. They clocking your every move, man. You know how I know stuff like that? Because I used to rob niggas. And we used to clock people's every move before we got them. So you not telling me you watching my every move for benefits of me. Because I come from a place where when it was done, these were the reasons why we did such a thing. I keep it 1,000 with you. So they waiting not only on your downfall, but they need to confirm that they're part of the destruction of it. And it's sick, man. It's sick. And it's the same thing like I just said. They'll portray like they're one thing, and you can even get far with that. But once you start letting them know that these things could possibly be a blessing for me, and they can help me in my life, and that's when they want to shut it down, lock you out, block you off, cut you out, sell you under the bus. They try everything in the book immediately to start turning things around the opposite way. And as I'm speaking, metaphorically, in my peripherals, as I'm driving, I see the same type of situation happening as I'm driving. I'm driving, lane is open, in the front, right to the left of me, right? There's a car coming up behind me that's in that same lane, but they way back there. A car literally just cut me off. Instead of the fool in the other lane slowing down so I could get over, they try to close my gap of opportunity to move forward and proceed and not get jammed up. As I'm speaking, metaphorically, that literally just happened. It's like, I don't know what it is about people in their inconsideration for others, but it seems like it's very much more turned up when it's a child of God in the presence. Because as I'm looking now, look how they know how to be organized with the rest of the folks and not be all up in my way all of a sudden. Why? Because I already took my opportunity before they could close it off. But now they're not such in a rush to even get past me. They're all the way back there again. You see what I'm saying? It's like they only doing it to be in your way. Y'all see this shit in traffic too, man. You ain't gonna tell me you don't. Y'all see that street theater or whatever they'll be calling it? It is. You see all the traffic start organizing all funny and stuff, and it's like, yo, you know what I do? Bro, I ain't in a rush to go nowhere. I'll hit the brakes. I'll fall all the way back. I'll pull over in the shoulder for 15 seconds till all that mess dissipates. Because I ain't got time for it. Let me show you how you don't control me. I could stop right now. I'm in the middle of the road just to prove it. Just stop. Pull over. Boom. Nothing. Get on my face. You don't run me. I do what I want to do. I got space right here. I got time. Feel me? I got time. So anytime anything like that is, you know what I'm saying, in your way, you sometimes got to know how to pull over. You feel me? Slow it down, take a break, and then get back into the road, man. Get back into the groove of things. Because anytime the enemy is in front of you trying to jam you up, nigga, fall back, bro. You need to do it like I'm a motorcycle rider. So I gotta let you know. This is how we do. You feel me? I'm gonna bring my bike out too. Hopefully I can bring it out before the end of summer so we can get a couple videos and all that. Right? Nasty's pissing, alright? My ninja joint, bro. Come on. But yeah, man, at the same time, man, you just gotta learn how to just get back on course. Allow the enemy it's time to get out of your way. You feel me? You gotta ignore it, turn your back on it, do a 180 for a second, and then turn back around and keep going, because they're watching you and they're trying to see how well they can frustrate you. They know that if you give it any single energy, that they're doing their job. Any bit of energy. I'll be watching these folks, man, and I'll be like, I just watch them harder than they watching me. I'm like, you really getting pleasure only if I respond to that bullshit. But you are literally on still mode and trying not to show no facial expressions and everything when you're literally provoking and trying to get that out of me. When you're literally provoking and trying to get it out of me. They're showing no facial expressions at all. And that's how you know that they're focused on their work. You ever seen somebody so dedicated to something that they were trying to do and they didn't want to break focus, because you know that as soon as they did, they will become irritated as hell? Why? Because they're not getting their way. And they're really extremely focused on something. So when they're all naturally quiet like that, when they're trying to piss you off, you know they're trying to get something out of you. And then you start seeing them getting a little bit angry. All of a sudden, they ain't as calm no more, because you have not been responding to that energy. Now all of a sudden they're not calm. Now they're getting hyped up. Now they're trying to introduce more chaos and more, whether it's questions or blame or whatever the fact is, and they start to raise their tone. What your job is to keep telling these people, yo, lower your tone when you talk to me. If you want to say something, I don't give a damn what you say. Say whatever it is you want to say. But make sure you lower that tone, or I don't hear nothing you saying because it's distorted. I don't listen to distorted energy. You want to talk to me respect, or we could knuckle up. Or you don't talk to me, look, I'm telling you how you got to do it, bro. It's either knuckle up or get away from me. We ain't really cool like that. Or learn how to speak to me on a natural level. Because you don't want me to start responding back yelling, because I'll just cut you smooth the hell out. and I'm gonna be saying fighting words and everything you ain't really gonna wear here, and you might as well disregard the whole conversation, because we ain't even need to talk about that no more. We got other big boy stuff on the table now. You done piss me off. Feel me? So I'm gonna up that, bro. I'll up the bar real quick on anybody. On anybody. If you act like you don't know how to talk to me, cuz. And I'm gonna give you like 3 times to respect me. Then I'm gonna crack your head. Honestly, Lord, am I lying? I'm gonna give them 3 times. Then I'm gonna bust they wide open. And you're going to the hospital. Ask the Most High about me, cuz. You don't need to ask nobody else. Beamer getting it right now. Boy, I forgot I had this thing in sport drive. I had to get back on the stick. Sheesh. That was every bit of 350 kicking in right there. 350, man. 350 HP, baby. That's what I'm in. Now you got to figure out which one it is I'm driving. 350 HP. You figure it out. I had one that was 1,000. It was 980 horsepower. 535 XI twin turbo. Somebody stole it like about a year ago. You feel me? I keep talking about that car. It's the same kind of car, basically. Damn. I just told you. Car it is. But anyway, it's not the same specifically, but yeah, man, you know, your boy out here cooling, on my way to the other shop. As I was speaking, we did get into another spot or whatever, and work just started, you know, and we ain't got a $4,000 overhead right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's working out. It's just a blessing to just stay moving, you know. I'm not here to just say that I'm complaining about all these things. It just upsets me when I realize how much is being orchestrated against us, because I see it a lot. And then I was able to run it back, and I'm like, yo, if I could remember things from the 4th grade and the 5th grade to as far as back as I could remember, I gotta say, it more than likely, these things has been happening my whole life, man. And then you wake up one day and you're living a certain life and you trying to figure out why. I got another example, and then I'm gonna turn this off, okay? Because I know we're getting a little lengthy or whatever. I'll be trying to keep the videos a little lower in length and time, whatever. Here's another example. When I was in the 12th grade, 11th grade actually, because I never went to the 12th grade. I graduated in 11th, okay? But I had felt the 7th grade, and I also felt the 9th grade. So I felt 2 years in school. I was a bad kid, but I made 1 year up, so I still passed, but a year behind originally. But at least I made 1 whole year up in 1 year. I did 2 years in one, my 11th grade year. 2 whole years in one, honor rolls on everything. Facts, right? Because I finally had got my ish together. But the only reason was because I wanted to work for this place called the Bank of New York, JP Morgan, right? And they said that I couldn't work there because you got to be a senior to work there. And I was only in 11th grade. I'm like, yeah, but I'm supposed to be a senior this year. They're like, well, yeah, well, we can't do it unless, you know, technically we're going to graduate this year. I said, well, what if I set myself up in a position to where I could? Then could we do that? They said, I don't see why not. They said, if you get all the stuff together, the correspondence, the night schools, and you already paid for them and you're on the course, yeah, sure, we could do that. I made sure I got all that stuff paid for. I paid for everything myself, everything. 8 more credits I had to pay for, right? On top of the 8 I had to do in school. Feel me? So that's a lot of work. They was telling me they didn't think I could do it. It's like, yeah, Don, but nobody's ever did this, and I don't know. And I was like, well, we'll give it a shot, but I don't know. If you start falling back and da-da-da-da, bro, don't you know I was killing it the whole time? So let me tell you something. I was working for the Bank of New York. They were gonna hire me on, pay me $3.50 extra more onto what I was already getting paid as a raise for getting hired on after the correspondence of school, right? Well, that never happened. Because one day I walked into my job and this one older black woman that loved to hate, she used to love to just hate me because we had the same job. She couldn't stand to see us in the same predicament. You feel me? I'm like still in high school, fresh in high school, and we work in the same department. She couldn't stand that, so she always was hating. She had to be the one to tell me, Don, I don't think that you're supposed to be here today. And I'm like, what you mean I ain't supposed to be here today? I'm here every day. She was like, I don't know. You might want to go talk to HR about that one. I'm like, HR? I'm like, man, she playing with me, dog, because she sound a little too happy to even tell me this, for real. So to me, I know how much she hate. This kind of sounds serious. Let me go see what's up with HR, right? I go check in HR. HR tells me that I've been let go from the bank. I said, for what? They said, because your correspondence teacher called us and told us that you were not graduating this year. I said, who the hell told you that? They said, he did. Well, who the hell told him that? I went back to my correspondence teacher, bro. Yo, did you tell my job that I wasn't graduating this year? Yeah, well, Donnie, we only got 3 weeks left in school left, and you haven't turned in the right. Yeah, but it ain't over yet either. Dog, don't you know, after they got me fired from the fucking bank, a week later, the rest of my correspondence came in because I had to turn them in for the test scores. They came in, dog, all honor roll. They did that on purpose. They did it on purpose. So now I lost my job. I graduated, then I didn't have a job, right? Shortly after that, I'm selling drugs, nigga. On the street selling drugs. Then I get locked up. Yeah, bro. Real shit. I got back, book, down Maryland, facing 5 years, nigga, in Baltimore. You hear me? Real stuff, cuz. So it's like, yo, like I said, this type of stuff has been happening since I could remember. And every time I turn around, it was always a person that stripped me from my opportunity, bro. It was always the devil right there waiting to be able to stop what could have been a blessing, man. And I look at the Lord now, I'm like, Lord, you really let all those things, you really did. You really let them all get away with that shit, bro. So, at the end of the day, of course, Most High took care of me, right? And I feel like he's done blessed me with things that this world was never gonna give me, right? So I'm telling you, I would have never. Everything that I have, this world wouldn't have gave me that, bro. I'm telling you. I seen everything the world tried to do to me. Everything I have now is from the Most High, bro. Because I fought through those battles and I continue to keep my faith in him. And eventually, he the one that had to do it. He did it because nobody else would. No one else would. You feel me? But I hate the fact that it affects us in our business life, in our family life, in our relationships with our children, our wives, or our opportunities and chances to have empires and family structures that they know we could have succeeded at, but they did their best and they got in the way. So, it's your boy Don Illuminati. Till next time, peace and one love.